Hello, viewers. This is Dave Johnson, and welcome to Moonride. Some very interesting developments recently that we have seen. First of all, I want to thank everybody that suggested people that I might channel through, if you will. Lots of women in history who did some really cool things. I really, really appreciate that you've sent that list. You guys came up with people that I had no idea about, and I had fun reading about them and researching about them. I want to say two things about this. First of all, why are these ladies not in our history books? If you're a parent, I would really ask your child, show me your history book, and then I want you to go and demand that they produce some history books that have just, a few women in them, for goodness sakes. I mean, I'm shocked at the amount of stuff that's out there about women that I've never heard of. I commented before how I had never heard of Harriet Tubman until I went to a mixed school. That was when I was 12 that I had discovered who she really was, right? So I just want to encourage everyone that, first of all, we have some control here. We have the right to demand that our kids get better educations. I also want to say that I don't really have time to read every single one of you. You guys thought of like 1,000 of them, and I don't certainly have time to channel on all of them. The mere fact, though, that we have written these names down and considered them brings them into the picture. It brings the consciousness of what those women did into what we're doing today, and it helps all of us focus. I also want you to notice that when we are doing this, we are collectively changing the universe, if you will, that we live in. We really are. Just the fact that we're all focused on this seems to have made a change. Did anybody think that Kavanaugh would run into this kind of trouble getting confirmed in his nomination? I certainly didn't. So I want you to know that it's not me that's doing this. It's all of us that are doing this together. It's very important that we notice we can change the world. We can change the consciousness. Maybe it's not instant, but we can do it, especially as we're working together. So I want to say, let's take some credit. Number two, and this is very important, is this poor woman, Christine Blasey Ford. Now, I don't want to jump to any conclusions and say that absolutely, I don't know, I wasn't there with Kavanaugh when he was 17 and doing these things. We don't have the right to judge a person until they have been, reasonably convicted. That goes for this woman too. There's already horrible, horrible messages out there for this person, which in all fairness, we should just judge seriously, as if she were our own sister, our own daughter, our own friend. We should judge her on the merits of what she has to say. I'd say there seems to be a good deal of merit in what she says. It's hard for me to believe she's not telling the truth. So do take a moment to just send that out there, just for truth in general to be revealed, but also just from your heart send a message to take care of this woman. If it turns out that something she's saying is not true, okay, we're just going to treat her as a human. But right now she is very much being persecuted, and it is likely that she is telling the truth. So I'd just like you to send a moment out there, Christine Blasey Ford. She deserves to be treated better, and I think we can help, right? So send that out there. I am going to ask now about her testimony and just see where it goes. First of all, of course, we're going to find out if she is able and willing to testify, and maybe how she will do so. All right, so let's take a look and see what the man in the moon has to say. Okay, so Spirit, will she, will she testify? Will Christine Blasey Ford be testifying soon? Okay, so I'm getting that maybe not on Monday, because he's kind of going like this, maybe. By the end of the week? By Friday of next week? Okay, I'm getting maybe just barely. It might actually be on Friday. Can you give me some time when she would testify exactly? Thursday comes into my mind first. That's my just jump on it. Thursday. Well, let's ask this again. Will she testify? Okay, she will testify, right? And will she testify before Congress? That seems a little bit ambiguous. I wonder if she will not put if she won't put her testimony in her own terms. She might just, make her own statement, and the Senate can just deal with that. Is that what's going to happen? Yeah, okay, I'm getting a yeah. She may just come out and make her own statement in lieu of testifying. Do you think that it could be possible that she would do both? I'm getting a maybe. So let's just ask, what's going to happen next for this testimony of hers? Well, first of all, this woman's really suffering. I mean, she's been in a lot of trouble, and I mean, it's like you're a parent and you got to put your kids in the car and you got to get out of there and see if somebody's following you. I mean, it is the worst case scenario that she has been put in. Well, let's ask: is she telling the truth? Yep, she is telling the truth. She is saying, yes, that happened. I was really harmed by it. I was a 15-year-old girl. I had no one I could talk to about this. I told a few girlfriends, but that's all. I just kind of implied it. I didn't even say it directly because I was worried about the consequences. Had he been a boy in my school directly, I probably would have said something because I would have encountered him. But being that he was a boy from a different school, I didn't feel that was necessary. I thought that I could just have this go away and maybe warn a few people so that the word would get around to be careful of this guy. Ah, man, she's really like not happy about being made into a public persona. She's like, look, that was my last intention. It's funny because in the pictures you always see her with those sunglasses. She's taken off the sunglasses and she's just like, oh man, this was the last thing that I wanted to do. You have no idea how hard this is personally and professionally, and just I have a family that I'm now worried about protecting. All of us are going to get dragged through the mud. People are going to say things to my kids. That's like, as a mom, she's like, that's the worst thing you can imagine. But at the same time, you have a moral and political duty to, speak up so that your daughters don't wind up in the situation. And she's just like, it's like every parent's, nightmare of this contradiction. So how will you handle this? Okay, I mean, it's okay to ask you that. I don't want to jump into anybody's brain who isn't a politician. Okay, just saying, okay, you can ask. So, how will you do it? Okay, she is going to sit in front of the Senate, and I see Dianne Feinstein asking her questions in front of others, and Chuck Grassley, and he is, somewhat restrained. Now, as I'm seeing this, I am seeing some pretty disappointed Republicans there. She seems very credible. She seems very honest. And frankly, she seems a tiny bit shaken by what has come about. And everybody's tamped down their nasty questions that they might have asked Hillary Clinton. They're trying to be a bit more respectful here, but you can tell that they basically just believe her and that this is not looking good for them. Even serious Republicans are like, this isn't going to look good. If I say yes to this guy, not only is it contradicting what I know to be the truth, it's also it just doesn't look very good. And you know what? I get that she's actually going to surprise them a bit. You know those fake guns that go bang, right? She's got one of those. It's like everybody's surprised at what she shows up with. There's something else that she's going to tell us that's really going to seal the deal. And there is a shocker there. She says, like, look, I've got a shocker. Everybody's just going to jump when I say what I'm going to say. Is there something else? I keep getting a TV appearance. Are you considering making some kind of appearance? She says that I do see her stepping up to a podium and making a statement. Will this be before or after? She's giving me a maybe. Maybe she's going to make 2 statements before and after, just to the public, not necessarily answering any questions. I do see her in front of a podium, so it does seem like a group of news people. So this woman is really like overwhelmed by what's going on for her. I mean, the emotional toll this is taking on this poor woman is just overwhelming. And again, I just want to send her as much like love, energy as possible. I would ask that you and the audience also do. Just spend a moment, just think about her, and just send this sort of peaceful love to her, to support her. If you want, you could even say out loud, "I support you," and then say her name. That will be really useful. And she's happy. She's like, look, there are many Americans who are coming forward to back me up, and I feel somewhat, relieved that in this day and age that we can get this far. That thank you, Anita Hill, for paving this way, so that I could come through like this. She feels a bit vindicated by the end of the session. She does feel vindicated. I see her coming into this congressional courtroom sort of deal, and she's not looking at Kavanaugh, so I don't know if she will never set eyes upon him or he won't be there in the room when she does it, but she's sort of saying, like, look, no way am I walking into the room when he's there. And, well, here's the real question. Will they believe you? Will they listen to you, and will they stop this confirmation? And she's saying, yes, they will. They will hear me. They will stop this confirmation. There are other things that will make them stop this confirmation, and that's that. But one of the reasons that it was delayed was because I came forward. Is there anything else that you think is important for American people to know? She's just like, look, all women go through this. All women have these things happen to them. We need to understand that she's just a woman that has become famous. There are women who are experiencing this right now as we speak everywhere on this planet, and they are not being believed. And one thing that at least that I'm going to be able to do is put this stuff out there so that, people start talking about this issue of why are the women always immediately disbelieved. They are not given any fair trial in court where their words can be heard. This doesn't mean that some women don't, lie. I mean, obviously everybody, is capable, every gender is capable of mistakes. But, I feel like if another woman heard me, Republican or Democrat, if they listened to me and evaluate what I say, it will resonate with them. They will say, yes, that's believable. Either it happened to me or I know somebody it happened to and I believe that person. She's like, this is a very important moment. I am reluctant to be the center of this controversy, but I'm happy that this moment has come about where we can all start really dealing with this topic. Thanks to Me Too, thanks to all of those people who went on to Me Too. All of you paved the way to do this. Maybe you think you're not an important person, but every one of those comments is thrown out into the universe and prepared me to, do something that will change our lives. Is there anything else that you need to tell? Nope. Okay, she's saying on that note, this is really good. She's saying I really appreciate those who are sending this energy to me to help, and we will prevail. All right. Thanks for watching.